Yeah, you don't need $1 million, you don't need a crane, you don't need a dolly. Like, you can just have a good story and you can make something that feels just as emotional as the movies you see on like the big screen. My name is Sean. I'm a filmmaker, mostly director, editor. I work mainly in commercials right now, but I've always been interested in all things sort of narrative, music video, documentary, and things that just sort of feel personal, whether like regardless of the medium. I was probably like 12 years old and like I was making like little skate videos with my friends, and then I watched this skate video called Fully Flared, and like the intro to that skate video like felt like a movie, and it elicited emotions. I was like, oh, I thought you only felt this like from movies. And then like from that moment on, I was like, oh, I want to do that. It wasn't just like cool skateboarding, but it was trying to evoke a feeling of some sort. And so that's when I just sort of like started trying all these little things. So in high school, I would just like make little documentaries or like, find a song and like make a music video for it. After film school, I got a really awesome opportunity to come to New York to work at Google Creative Lab for a year as part of this program they have called the 5 program. When I first moved here, I didn't know anything about New York or the East Coast or anything. I just sort of brought my camera around and my skateboard, and I would just like go to places, and that was how I would sort of discover the city, and I would just film things that I thought were interesting, thinking like, oh, I'll make something eventually with all this footage. I just had no idea what. So I was like, let's just, whatever you make, try and make it personal and try and make it, hopefully something only you could make and something that, is reflective of how you felt. I had worked on 3,000 Miles for so long, and it was so personal that when I put it out, it wasn't like, what's the release plan? Like, are we gonna go to festivals? Are we gonna do this? Literally, like, I finished it, and then like 3 hours later, I like put it online. And I was like, hey friends, like I made this thing. It's about like my first year living in New York, stars my mom, check it out. The joy of making things should be sort of not attached to like the reception of the thing you're making. Anyone who's like a filmmaker or a storyteller, like that's why you got into it. Like, because you're 13 years old and you're like, let's blow something up with your friends and like film it. And I think, yeah, it is. I think it is important to just try and remember why you got into making things. It's just like, it's fun.